Self-worth and working through limiting beliefs and triggers has been one of the biggest things I've been focusing my time and energy and focus on over the last 18 months or so. Pretty much ever since I decided to start my own business, that was a huge turning point for me in my life. And so what I want to share with you guys today have been the top things that have really helped me break through any barriers that I'd been carrying since like such a young age, where I was just really holding myself back and not just feeling like I could truly be myself, because I didn't feel that I was worthy of just being myself, or that I would get to where I wanted to be if I was truly being me. You know, I was trying to be someone different for so many years. So these are the things that help me feel really worthy and really confident in my own power, doing what I wanted to do and not conforming to anyone else. So the first thing is expanders. So I recommend this to anyone, like no matter who you are, what stage of your journey or what journey you're on, is always have expanders that you can either be in personal contact with, or someone who's maybe course you could do, or book you could read, or podcast you could listen to in any area of your life that you want to grow in. So maybe it's like becoming stronger in your relationship, or maybe it's starting a new business. But having an expander who is someone who has got the success that you want, and you really resonate with them and the way that they project themselves and the things that they say, and you can tap into them either by becoming friends with them, having conversations with them, hiring them as a coach or as a mentor, or just being able to listen to all of their podcasts and read all of their books and watch all of their IGTVs. And the more expanders that you have in your life, especially if it's like one area, say you want to start a new business, the more expanders you can have in your life of people who have done something very similar to you in their own business and they're successful, the more you soak up their content, the more your brain is just going to realize that they can do it, so can I. They can do it, so can I. If they can do it, so can I. And you're learning from someone who already has the success that you want, which is super important. Because yeah, it's just that person is already doing it. They can almost be like a walking permission slip for us. They can almost say like, look, I'm literally proof, you know. And if you ever see someone who has done something, or you like something about someone, or yeah, they've achieved something that you've been striving to do, the universe is just bringing that person to you as a mirror. So you can see, like, you can literally see what you're capable of doing, because there's proof in front of you that it's capable of happening. So for me, like, especially when I started my business at the beginning of last year, surrounding myself with people who were just a couple of steps ahead of me was what kept me going, because it was no black dead end. I didn't have a clue what I was working towards. Like, I've always had drive and motivation and potential. So find podcasts, find books, and hire a mentor. I really recommend that. If you don't have a personal mentor, as soon as you can, no matter what it is that you're trying to progress in, if you can literally have one-on-one sessions with someone who's already done it, it will help you gain so much clarity, because you won't feel like you're fumbling around trying to figure out what's the best way to move forward. Someone can actually teach you from their personal advice. So that's the first thing, expanders. And having a crew that supports you. Like, self-worth, you know, really what we want to be working towards is truly being able to have our own back. So no matter what's come up, if we want to make a decision, or we feel like we want to do something but people around us don't really agree, the end goal is to become unfuckwittable, which means that no matter what anyone says or does to you, you will always truly be in your power, and you will just know, like, your gut, your intuition, you'll just know, like, full body clarity that what you're doing is the right thing. And I feel like when you're working on your self-worth, you can be doubtful. So you can wonder, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right decisions? Is this the best thing for me right now? And it's just our ego trying to protect us, because our ego wants to keep us safe, right? So our egos are pretty primal, and really what they want to make sure is that we have a roof over our heads, that we're safe, that we have food on the table, that we have a tribe, that we've got protection, and that we can reproduce as well. And so if we ever make any kind of decision which is going against the safety net that our ego has made for itself, then alarm bells will go off. And at first, these alarm bells can be really tricky to navigate, especially if we're not used to them, if we haven't really pushed ourselves before. So what we can do is we can just have a management technique to talk to our egos and to calm them down. So see your ego as a chimp. What is a really, really good book is The Chimp Paradox. This book completely changed my life because it gave me such a thorough understanding of the way my mind was working. And this was one of the very, very early stages of me like really diving into self-worth and self-love. If you see your ego as a chimp and know that your mind, very basically broken down, it's in 3 parts. So let's just say we've got the chimp, which is your ego, you've got the human, which is your logic, and you've got the computer, which is like your memory, like your storage system. And so the chimp is 20 times stronger than the human. And that's why you'll find if, for example, you're in an argument and it's getting really heated and really emotional, it's usually your chimp that's saying all the crazy things that you don't actually really want to be saying. And then after the argument, you feel like, you're tired, like something's gone to sleep in your head. That's literally your chimp is like worn itself out in this argument, and then it like goes to sleep. And then what comes up is the human. And so the human is the one that's kind of like picking up the pieces, like it's being very logical. It's like, I didn't want to say that. Like, that wasn't me. I don't know why I said that. Now this has happened and now I feel guilty. And what we have to understand is that we can never ever control our chimp. We can only ever manage it. We can't overpower it. It's stronger than us and we have to accept that. But what we also have to accept is that our chimp and our human, or our ego and us, are 2 completely separate entities. And so the way that we can help manage our chimp is by just recognizing when it's our chimp talking and not us. And so in any moment, like any moment of fear, like doubt, like being worried about something happening, but what if that's your ego talking, it's not you, you can start recognizing when it's your ego having a conversation instead of you. And so when those things do happen, like someone cuts you up in the traffic and your ego's like being super territorial, like, this person just cut me up. Your human can recognize it and go, yeah, I'm hearing you. I hear you, I see you, I feel you. You know, that was bang out of line. They really shouldn't be driving like that. It's kind of dangerous, especially because it's rush hour. But you know what? Like, we're good. We're safe. There's absolutely no need for us to react to this. And you can do the same if it's like a limiting belief or something. Maybe you do want to start a new business and it looks really good and you feel really aligned with it, but you're like, I just don't think I can be successful in that. Like, I don't think I'm worthy of that. I don't know how I can do it. They can do it because of da-da-da-da. I don't think I can do it because of da-da-da-da. You can get a piece of paper out and you can just let your ego go on a huge rampage and get all of this stuff out of its system. Write it all down. I'm not worthy of this because I think I'm going to fail because... And then let your ego just calm down and then let your human come up and just write that anti-venom. Like, why can't I do this? Why do I think I can't do this? Well, actually, if I go back to the expanders and surround myself with people who have the success that I want, and I find a mentor or courses or a community and things like this, there's no reason why I couldn't do it. Like, if I put all of these things in line, and so then you just logically like want to be counteracting the things that your ego is doing, and be thankful for our ego because it's here to protect us. And most of the time it gets confused because there's not a tiger running after us, which is, you know, how our egos used to operate when we were cavemen. But it may be like a hurtful text or an overcrowded inbox, you know, like the stresses are completely different. But we have the power to recognize when our ego is talking on behalf of us, so we can just rein it back in and we can just get really clear and we can know that it's not us talking and that it is our ego. That's huge. Like, actually cracking that and becoming aware. And it's not something that's going to happen overnight. I think I've been practicing this for maybe 3 years now, like my ego management. And it does take a while, especially if it's a completely new concept. But what it does lead on to is a stronger sense of self-worth because you're not letting your ego rule you anymore. And so the last thing that I wanted to share with you guys is about affirmations. Now, lots of people say to do affirmations, to write them down, to say them in the mirror. I personally don't find that deep enough because you could say an affirmation every morning, like, I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy. But if we're not tricking our subconscious, then there's always going to be this voice in the back of our head that's like, no, you're not. Like, if you don't truly believe the affirmation that you're saying. So if you're trying to use affirmations as a way to rewire limiting beliefs, what I recommend doing is saying the affirmation and asking yourself why. So if it's whatever you want to be worthy about, a new relationship, I'm worthy of a new relationship. Why am I worthy of a new relationship? It's very different. And so then you can answer this question. Well, I'm worthy of a new relationship because, you know, I'm really cool and I've got good chat and I have a huge heart and I love listening and I just got all this love to give and I just want to be able to give it to someone. Then you're actually talking to your subconscious, and your subconscious is like, yeah, I do have lots of love. Like, yeah, I am worthy of a new relationship because this. So take in affirmations if you do use affirmations at the minute and just go a level deeper. And if you don't use affirmations at a minute, you can start using them, but straight away, just be asking yourself why. That's all I have to share with you guys today. But I will finish on this note. When it comes to self-worth, the fact is that you were born undeniably worthy. Like, self-worth, you being worthy, is your birthright. It's just that society has had us build up all of these different layers of crap that when you start going on a journey of like personal development or personal transformation, or when you decide that you want to start breaking through things in your life, you're going to come up with this stuff that we've kind of been carrying, whether it's from family, whether it's from stuff we've seen on TV, whether it's things people have said to us at school. You know, it's just layers and layers and layers and layers. And actually, I don't know anyone who doesn't struggle with some aspect of self-worth. So just kudos to you for showing up and having this conversation today. I've loved sharing this with you. I hope you have an incredible day and I look forward to connecting soon.